Shalom. Can you all hear me? Hi, Vered. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay, so starting the introduction again from the beginning. This is the first class. We're learning from the First Hebrew Primer, which is an excellent book for to learn Hebrew grammar. The first 3 chapters is learning the phonics of Hebrew, learning the aleph, bet, and vowels, and little exceptions to the phonetic rules. And now in chapter 4, we're starting with vocabulary, and we'll soon hit grammar. Okay, so Shiloh wanted to read the first word. Is this going to be too long for you, or do you think you'll be okay with this? Okay, go ahead, try it. Good. So she said Aviraham, and that's pretty good. The only thing is that the shava in the middle of the word is usually silent. So instead of Aviraham, we're just going to say Avraham, and we're not going to pronounce the shava.
Abraham, okay?
Avraham, right? Just like Abraham. Yes, that's right. Now, most of you know that rule already, right? So the exceptions to the shava, the shava will be sounded. It depends on what custom you follow. So the simplest custom that I know of is the Temani custom, and they only pronounce the shava when followed by a kamatz, which is this here, or a cholem, which is the dot above a letter, which says o, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or a cholem vav, which is the vav with the dot over it, and that also says o. So that's the simplest. That is the simplest tradition. So we'll just go with that for a while, because otherwise it'll be a lot to memorize.
Okay.
So Avraham, and then Rafi, can you do this word right here? Ish, very good. That means man. And then Ahava, can you do the next word right here? Bite, right? And bite is the accent's going to be on the first letter. Now in this book, the convention that they use is that it's going to assume that the accent mark is on the last syllable, except for if it has this accent mark. Okay, so bite means house, and then Avital's not in here. How about Roven?
What?
Papa, can you do this next word?
Where are you pointing it?
Right here.
Ben.
Ben, which means son. And then we have Stephen. Can you do this one right here? Devar, right. And devar is also from devarim, or it's the same word, same root. It means word, thing, or matter. And when we use the word devar to mean word, it doesn't mean like a single word, such as, one word, like one of these words. It means a word, sorry. It means more a word as in, like when we say, give me a good word. It doesn't mean give me one single word. It means give me a good message. It's more like message. So, but it also means thing or matter, or even it can also refer to an idea. Okay. And then, who's next? Anyone over here? Okay, Sheila, go ahead. Oh, wait, hold on. Let Vera do this one. This is probably gonna...
Is that David?
David, yes, that's right, David. And then Sheila, that's the name. Next one right here. Sheila, read this one. Who, right? Who, the vav with the dot through it says u, and this alphabet, so who. And who means he, literally, but it's also used for it when in English you're translating something that is not normally given a gender in English. Okay, and Raphael, how about this one? Can you do this one? Zachar, and that means remembered. It specifically means he remembered. The simplest verb form in Hebrew is going to be masculine and perfect tense. and perfect tense is like past tense, right? But we call it perfect tense because it doesn't necessarily mean it happened in the past. It could mean that it will happen, but the way it's worded, it's as if the action is completed, even though it's forward looking. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so Zahar is literally he remembered, and some words that are related to this are like Yom HaZikaron, right? That's a national, that's an Israeli holiday, not a Jewish holiday. It's an Israeli holiday. Yom HaZikaron. I don't remember. And then who's next?
The Holocaust, isn't it?
Yom HaZikaron, right? Is that an international holiday or is that an Israeli holiday or Jewish holiday? It's not a Jewish holiday, so it must be
Huh?
Now a national Israeli holiday.
Israeli holiday, yes. Okay, and then Ahava, can you do this one right here? Malach, good. And this is he ruled or he reigned. Okay, Malach and Melech is king, so they both have the same root. Malka is queen, right? Okay. Oh, and here's the noun form. So this shares the same root. Reuven, can you do this one? Melech. So in this book, we're gonna, if it has an accent mark, it wants you to accent that syllable. Melech. And here's another rule: if there's two segul side by side, the first segul will get the accent mark. Okay, Melech. Okay, and then Stephen, would you mind doing this one right here?
Mud.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, Na'ar.
Na'ar, right? Na'ar. And this is young man. Young woman would be Na'ara.
Or lad.
Yeah, lad. Okay, and how about Whitley? Can you do this right here? Ahmad, right. Ahmad means he stood, okay. And then who is next? Rafi. Rafi, can you, no, Vered. Vered, can you do this one right here? Right, right. And that's he heard or he listened or he hearkened or even he obeyed. And when we say the Shema, that's command form, right? But this is perfect tense or past tense, singular. Shema, like the prayer Shema, it's masculine, but it's command form, imperative. There we go. No, this is too advanced for them. Okay, so who is next? I don't remember. Oh, Rafi, go ahead. Do this one right here. Shamar, good. And that means guarded or kept. Okay, like Shomer Yisrael. Shomer Yisrael. That's actually, that is the, what's the word for it? I keep forgetting the terms of the words. It's the one who guards or guardian or guarding or guard. Okay, it's
Participle.
yes, it's the active participle. There we go. That's the word. Thank you. Okay, so now we're gonna do some. I'm gonna try to make this louder. I mean, not louder, bigger, so that we can.
That's a bit too big, don't you think?
Is it? I just want to block out the English, though.
Oh,
You know?
okay.
Okay.
Well, can you just move it?
Well, I can, but it's not enough.
Okay.
That's
all right.
okay, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
but the ED still gives things away.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, whose turn is it?
It's the way it is past tense.
Okay, Ahava, let's do this one right here. And what does that mean? Good. David Zachar, David remembered. Reuven, how about this one right here?
Oh.
Who?
Mm-hmm. That's a Daled.
Ahmad.
Hu Ahmad. Good. And do you remember what this means?
No.
Anyone?
Well, we can help him.
Okay, help him.
Who is a pronoun?
Who is he, right?
Right. Who is he? And Ahmad is?
I don't know what Ahmad is.
Anyone? Anyone? Just say it.
Stood.
Stood. Good. Who Ahmad?
He
Oh.
stood.
He stood. Right. How about Khalil? Can you do this one right here?
Shema.
And what does that mean?
Man who hears.
A man listened
That's some-
or a man heard. Remember everything that all the verbs that we're learning right now are perfect tense, masculine
And
singular.
it's a man as opposed to the man. The
Yes,
man
just
would
a
be
man. A man
God.
listened. Right. So, yes, the man would be Haish. And then how about Whitley? This one right here.
Melech Malach.
Good. And what does that mean?
King ruled.
A king ruled. Melech Malach. Very good. And Vered, how about this one right here?
You have to be quiet.
Abraham Shamar.
Good. Avraham Shamar, which means
I forgot.
This is-
Shamar.
Shamar. That means it's like Shomer Yisrael. Does that help? Shomer. Shomer Yisrael means guardian of Israel, or the one who guards Israel.
Okay.
So this is Avraham Shamar. This is Abraham guarded.
Okay.
Abraham guarded. Okay. So in English, verb normally follows a subject, right? So usually in English we say the noun first and then the verb, right? The subject first and then the verb. But in Hebrew, especially biblical Hebrew, it's the opposite. Usually especially in biblical Hebrew, usually the verb goes first and then the noun, but it can be either way. So you can either say David Zachar, David remembered, or Zachar David. And both in English, we would translate them both as David remembered, even though technically this is literally remembered David. So hu amad is he stood, and amad hu still means he stood. Okay. Here is, what is this? Subject of a sentence pronoun. Yes. It's more systematic. Better. We're just, okay, so these are all the nouns, right? And this is just saying that who means he. So this who can take the place of any of these masculine nouns, including a house and other inanimate objects, just because in Hebrew everything has gender. Okay, and then verbs, and then so these are all the verbs.
So wait. So instead of it would be a who.
Yes, who means it, because in Hebrew it has a gender also.
It could be a house. It could be
If the noun is masculine, then you would use who. If the noun is
So it can be he or
is
it.
feminine, then you would use he.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, David Shamar. Okay.
That's because typically in gendered languages, the gender neutral noun takes on the
Okay,
same
here's an
characteristic.
important this is what I mean by when I said this is perfect tense. But perfect tense doesn't just mean past tense. So for example, when we say David Shamar, there's only one way to say this in Hebrew, but in the English, you can actually translate this many different ways. You can say David Shamar means David guarded. This is the simplest form, right? But you could also say that it means David did guard, which is also like, so for example, if you have an English text that says David did guard, you would still translate it into Hebrew as simply David Shamar. David was guarding in English, because it has this was, which indicates past tense, you would not translate this literally word for word. You would still just say David Shamar. Now, if you were going to say David is guarding, then it would be different. It would be David Shomer, okay? But because it has this was, which indicates past tense, you're going to use the perfect tense. Okay, David has guarded. So that's past tense, right? David has guarded. Yes, that's always going to be past tense. And then David had guarded, and that's also past tense. But you wouldn't translate these word for word, Okay. Now David was guarding. This David was guarding is not necessarily past tense, right? It could be theoretical. It could be just an idea. Like when David, like it could be made up, or it's still past tense, isn't it? Huh. Okay, yeah.
So then do you rely on the rest of the paragraph to determine
Yeah.
what it actually means?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially when you're translating to English. Yes. I mean, these are all, I guess these all still are past tense, but I know that there's been some examples that I've encountered
Past perfect
where
is more
perfect doesn't necessarily mean past. These are not any of those examples, but I
Perfect is
have
more
in,
like
in
the
I
action
have-
is completed
yes, perfect. Yes.
in
Thank
the
you.
context in which you
Right.
the
Right.
action is
Okay.
being
There we
done,
go. That's true.
basically.
That's
So
true.
that's why was guarding
Yeah.
wouldn't be perfect, because in that context the action is still
Right. So
being
let's
done.
say you're imagining a scene that will happen in the future, that you want to happen in the future. You would say this, right? Even though it's going to happen in the future. I don't know if that's a good example though. Okay. Anyways. Okay. Then this is a definite article. If you want to say the something, you add ha. Okay. Okay. And ha can never stand alone. It has to be connected to the word. And so melech is king. Ha melech turns it into a definite article. So it's the king. Now,
well it turns it but ha is the definite
sorry,
article.
ha is the definite article. It turns the noun into a specific noun. That's what I want to say. Specific noun. Definite noun. Okay. So I want to see if you can if you notice a pattern. Does it even say it here? Oh yeah, it did say it, but okay. Okay, so ha, if you add it to na'ar, it's ha na'ar, right? Ha na'ar. And ha, so na'ar, young man, becomes the young man. Ha is the, davar is word, ha davar is the word, right? Ha ben is the son. And notice what is in common with all these words. What did the ha do to it? Habait. Do you see what it did to all of it? To all the letters? The first letters of every. Yeah, it gave it a dagesh. Yeah, so that's.
But I guess some of them already have it, but
Yeah,
the
some of them
na'ar
already
is
have
the thing that
Right, but that's true. That's true. But if you add a ha, it will have it. Now it's not all, but it's not always true that these words always have a dagesh. Like sometimes in certain contexts, this word does not have a dagesh. Sometimes it's bavite or something like that. But with the ha before, it will have the dagesh.
It will always have if it has a high, it will have it, I guess.
I don't know about always, but
Because all of them are
often.
well, not all of them, but a lot of them have the guess
enough.
already.
it's enough.
Let's just
for
say
the-
that
one
if
of them
you're
is-
spelling a word, it's safer to put the dagesh after the ha.
it's enough for it to there's
Um,
gonna be a regular.
Yeah, the general rule, yeah, not a high rule. Okay, so now this rule is that if you put the ha, definite article, before a guttural letter, then the vowel will change. It will either be a kamatz or a segol, even though it's normally a patach, right? Yeah, are you paying attention? Okay, pay attention. So, and just for reference, in ancient biblical Hebrew, this is pronounced as a ha. This is pronounced as a ha, like a H-A-W, ha. And this is pronounced as a ha, like apple. This is like apple, this is like awful, and this is like as in,
Like you're going to the dentist.
Ah, like you're going to the dentist. Ah, there you go. That's biblical
That's
Hebrew.
what I've been using to-
In modern Hebrew, we don't pronounce it this way. This is ha, and this is just he. And now I want you to notice that the 5 guttural letters, there's no chaf here, right? Chaf is not truly a guttural letter. It's made inside the mouth instead of the throat. I guess that's what they say. But aleph is, and the true they always say that aleph is silent, but aleph is not really silent. It's actually a guttural stop. It's like when you say uh-oh, and you see the stop when you stop in between the 2 words and o, right? That's the sound that the aleph makes. It makes it says that. And then hey, and then chet. Now chet is the standard modern Hebrew pronunciation. And that's kind of like chaf, right? Chet and chaf, they're kind of the same. But in ancient biblical Hebrew, the reason why this is considered guttural is because in ancient Hebrew, chet was really het. It was a hard H sound, het. So it was more like in the back of the throat. And this ayin, they also say that this is silent, but if it were guttural, it shouldn't be silent, right? So the real sound that ayin was supposed to make is ayin. Ayin. It's like you're a Klingon. Ayin. Okay. And then we have the resh. Okay, so ish, instead of a patach, it would take a kamat. So this is ha'ish, and this is ir, and this is ha'ir, or in biblical Hebrew we would say ha'ir, okay, ha'ir, and this is and now we have the plural cities, okay. Plural cities is arim, and the cities is ha'arim in
Okay,
biblical
so
Hebrew, or
teaching his-
he'arim. I think it's very okay. I
No, I'm
think
not against it.
the
I'm not
reason
against
why-
it. I just didn't-
the reason why I think it's important
I'm
to
not against it.
the reason why I think it's important to learn it right now is because we're learning biblical Hebrew, right? And when
It's
and
historical.
if I'm teaching modern Hebrew, fine, this is an ayin, this is silent. But if I'm telling you right now that aleph is a guttural and ayin is a guttural, it makes no sense to not tell you why it's a guttural, right? You should know why it's a guttural. So
No,
this is
I'm
why
not,
it's
I'm
called
not
guttural.
against it. I just was wondering.
Okay.
What, the resh is a guttural?
I know you're not against it, but some people are.
The resh, some people are sleeping.
He's asleep.
Mama, the resh is a guttural?
Just kidding. Everyone's paying attention.
How is a resh guttural?
Okay, okay. You know what? I think this is a little bit controversial about the resh. Okay? The resh, I've heard 2 different stories, so I'm going to tell you how it's a guttural according to modern Hebrew. According to modern Hebrew, this is what I've learned though. Maybe what I've learned is incorrect or biased. Okay, in modern Hebrew, resh is guttural. It's resh, resh. It's like a French R,
That is a guttural.
resh, right? Well, but I don't know. I learned from someone else
The historical
that
Hebrew,
historical Hebrew resh is actually not guttural, but it's on the tip of the tongue like the Spanish R,
Yeah.
resh.
Resh.
So what's the truth? I don't know.
She had to be there.
It's either
Yeah.
resh or resh. It's either Spanish or French.
Modern Hebrew and normal Hebrew is resh. Excuse me, resh. It's like in the back of the throat R. But I hear that, you know. Okay. Anyways,
One question. So if you were to spell those words without the dagesh, you would get them wrong in biblical Hebrew?
I don't know what you mean. You would get them wrong.
I mean, if you spell them without the dagesh, the ones that, on the previous
Oh, I would say
song, then if you would spell them,
vowels. If you're adding vowels and those kinds of marks, then yeah, it would be wrong. But if you're not putting vowels or dageshes in anything, then no, it wouldn't be wrong.
oh, okay.
But if you are using it, then you should put it.
Usually when you're writing handwriting Hebrew, you don't have
Yeah.
put vowels.
Normal Hebrew writing won't have any of that. So
Well, they also won't write it like that. They won't, style.
okay.
Mhm. It'll be
Right. When you're but it's only when you're typing. Okay. Okay. And nouns that are definite by nature are going to be specific nouns like names, right? Of course. And there's also other instances when you know you're talking about a specific noun, not just names. It's hard for me to think of an example. So, all right, read and translate the following words. All right, very
You
good.
mean like a proper name? Like
No.
the name of a city?
No.
Wait, I'm sorry. What did
Other
you-
examples,
what
but I can't think of it right now, so I don't want to talk about that. Okay, Rafi, number one, read this and then tell me what it means.
Come on, Rafi, baby.
First word. You can do the next word, okay, sure. Okay, go ahead, Rafi. Ahmad, and what that means?
Now I know what it is.
Means he stood.
Stood.
Okay, he stood. And
Does it really
Shiloh,
mean he stood?
it literally means he stood. Yes.
No,
Remember,
he
I
stood.
remember I told you that all the simplest. It's trying to. I think the book is trying to teach you the simplest verb form. The simplest verb form is going to be perfect tense masculine.
But
Okay.
also verbs in Hebrew have a gender and a number.
Yeah. So this is singular, masculine, perfect tense. So this is Ahmad. He stood. Shiloh, can you do number two? Read it and tell me what it means if you know. Ben, what does that mean? Okay. Ben, who knows what this means? Son, good. Ahava, number three, please. Who. And what does who mean?
He or it.
He, very good. And Reuven, number four.
Shema.
Shema, and what does this mean?
Hearken.
He hearkened,
Hearken.
or he heard, or he obeyed. Yes, that's right. And Whitley, Ish, and what does Ish mean? A man. That's right, singular. And how do you say woman? Good. And how about Stephen? Do you want to participate with us? Number six.
Bite.
Bait. And what does bait mean? House. Good.
Upper.
And then no wait. Vered. Number. And that means, of course, Abraham, right? That's too easy. Why don't you do another one?
Melech.
So remember, it's when there's the two segols, which one gets the accent?
The first one?
Right. So it's melech.
Melech.
Melech. And what does melech mean?
King.
King. Good. And Rafi, number 9. Can you do this one? Shamar. Do you remember what that means? No, that's Shema. Shema is he heard. Shamar is he. It's like a soldier. What does a soldier do? Guarded, right. Shamar. He guarded. Ahava, number 9. No, 10. David. And that's, of course, David. That's too easy. So why don't you do number 11 too? Davar. Davar is word or
Matter.
word, thing, or matter, or it? No, not it. Idea. Idea.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and Reuven? Zahar. Good. And that means
I don't know.
Yom HaZikaron. The day of
Remembrance?
remembrance, right? So this is remembered.
Remember.
Specifically,
Past tense.
he remembered,
He
right?
remembered.
It is masculine. Zachar is he remembered. And Khalil, number 13.
Malach.
Malach, right? And what does malach mean? No, not this one. I think that's malach. This is malach, which is a verb, and it means
Well, melech means something.
it means he ruled or he reigned. Good. And then who's next? I think Vered is next. Go ahead, Vered.
Na'ar.
Right. Okay. So this is also na'ar. Okay. It's not na'ar, but na'ar.
Na'ar.
And na'ar means
Don't know.
a young man or lad.
Yeah.
Okay. And na'ar is young man, and young woman is, if anyone remembers,
Isha.
No. that's-
na'ara. Right. Ish, the feminine is isha. Na'a and na'ara, that's young woman or young man. Now, isha is usually the word that's used to mean wife. Okay.
Yeah, because historically, wife and woman would have been synonymous.
And then, Rafi, number 15. Hana'a means the young man. Good. Okay. And ahava, let's do this one. Abraham Ahmad. And what does that mean? Abraham stood. Very good. And then, okay, Shiloh, number 2. Sha, Shama, good. Av is good. Good, Abraham. And can anyone tell? I don't think she's gonna know what this means. So what does Shema Abraham mean? Abraham heard or listened or obeyed or hearkened, right? Okay, and who's next? Is it Ahava or did she? Okay, Reuven.
Malach.
Malach.
Hamelech.
Hamelech. Okay, and what does Malach Hamelech mean?
The king ruled.
Good, the king ruled because of the ha. I want to teach you another biblical Hebrew secret. When there's a dagesh on the mem, okay, historically what that meant was you hold the sound for a while. So this wouldn't be simply Hamelech, it would be Hamelech. Hamelech. And then Khalil. Number 4, please.
Ben Ahmad.
Ben Ahmad. And what does that mean? No. It means a son stood. Okay. We're learning that verb right now. Good guess though. If this were down, that would be what it means. Who's next? Okay, Vered. Vered. How about number 5?
Shamar David.
Good. And what does that mean?
I don't know what Shamar is. I forgot.
It's like Shomer Yisrael.
You got it, Vered.
Oh, you know what else it's like? It's like Veshamru B'nai Yisrael et HaShabbat. The same word, Veshamru. It's got that shemer, right? Veshamru. And the children of Israel shall keep the Shabbat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So keep and guard. Those are the same word actually in Hebrew. Shema.
Okay.
So David guarded or David kept. So we're not. So I like that. I really like that translation though. Guarded better, and I think it's also more accurate because keep it just sounds like you're just gonna keep it.
You're kind of holding it like
passively. Yeah, but
guard,
keeping guard. Yeah, it's more. Yes, it's more active. It's more precious because you're guarding it, right?
You're implying that it's something that should be guarded and protected. You're implying something that there's something that needs to be protected.
Yes, it's precious. It means it's precious. Shabbat is precious. We should guard it. Yeah. Okay, okay, Rafi. Rafi, go. Who? Malach. Good. What does that mean? He ruled or he reigned. Good. Very good. And then Ahava, number 7. Number 7. Good. What does Ahmad Bait mean? A house stood. Very good. And Roven, number 8.
Na'ar. Na'ar.
Na'ar is the right.
Na'ar.
Uh-huh.
Zafar.
Right. And what does that mean?
A lad.
Right. Lad or young man.
A young man. And Zafar.
Remember, it's
Not
related to
young
a
man.
holiday.
Yom HaZikaron. Day of remembrance. Remember. Remember. Good. Shh. Okay. Khalil,
Yes.
number 9. Yes, remembered past tense.
Shamar Ish. I mean, heard.
Right. Not the man, but a man. No, not heard. Sorry, not heard.
Shamar Shomer, he's guarding.
I mean, guarded.
Good. A man guarded. Shamar ish. Good. Okay, who's next? Oh, Vered is next. Number 1, please.
Na'ar Shema.
Na'ar Shema. Good. What does that mean?
Hear, listen. Okay. Na'ar, I forgot.
Na'ar is a young man, as opposed to ish, which is just man, right? Na'ar is young man. Na'ar is young man. So a man listened, right? And how about this one?
Hanuar Shema.
Good. Hana'ar Shema. And that means the difference is what? Just
The young man, listen.
the young man. Listen. Okay, Rafi, number 2, please. Whitley, did I skip you? Okay, number 2, Whitley, please. I'm sorry.
Ahmad Ben.
Ahmad Ben, right,
Ben. Boy stood.
right,
Ahmad Ben.
right. Ahmad Ben, a boy stood, and Ahmad Haben, the boy stood. Excuse me, no, it's not boy, it is son. This means son. A son stood, Ahmad Ben.
If there's no context offered, you can just say boy or girl.
Yes, but it more precisely means son because boy is Yeled.
Well, I'm just saying.
So it can't mean something else in context. It could also mean your age in context, but it more specifically means son. Ahmad Ben is a man stood, and Ahmad Haben is the man stood.
Man?
No, boy.
Or son?
Excuse me. Oh
Son.
my goodness.
Boy, son. It's son.
What did I say?
You said man. Son.
Ben more specifically means son. Ahmad
son.
Ben means a son stood, and Ahmad Haben means the son stood. Sorry. Okay. Rafi, number 3. Context can always change the meaning of words.
Yeah.
Ish Shamar, which means Ish means man, a man. Guarded, good. Ish Shamar means a man guarded. And then number 2, the second part of number 3. Rafi? Second part of number 3. Good. Ha'ish Shamar. What does that mean? The man guarded. Good. Ahava, number 4, please. No, we're on number 4. Malach Melech. Good. Malach HaMelech. And what does Malach Melech mean? A king ruled, right? The king ruled. The second is the king. And Reuven, number 5, please.
David, Zafar, Davar.
Good. What does David, Zachar, Davar mean?
David remembered the word.
Good. David remembered a word or a matter,
Something.
right? Yeah, I would say David remembered something.
Does the
Would
bar
probably be
be
the
pretty
more
good?
modern way to see that. Vered, can you hear when other people answer?
For the most part, yes, even though
Okay.
it's soft.
They're soft. Okay. And then the second part of number 5.
Ish, Zachar, Davar.
Okay. What does that mean? Ha'ish zachar davar. What does that mean?
The man remembered something.
Good. The man remembered something. And Khalil, number 6.
Who Amar
Shamar. Who
Shamar
shamar bait, which means
guarded the house.
a house. He guarded a house, right? So there's no definite article. And the next one.
Okay.
hmm
Hamelech Shamar Bait.
And what does that mean?
King guarded the house.
A house, right? Hamelech shamar bait, the king guarded a house.
So it would be, if you wanted the house, it'd be Hamelech, Shamar, Habai.
Right. Actually, it would be Hamelech shamar et habayit.
That, why the,
Because when there's a definite when it's a direct object, when it's a specific noun, then you have to use a direct object pointer. Okay. Okay. All right, very good. We finished the whole chapter. This is just saying to add the ha. Okay, so just remember to add that dagesh, right? Ha na'ar, young man, the young man, right? Bait, habait, house, the house. Ben, haben, son, the son. And davar, hadavar, thing, matter, or word, or the thing, the matter, the word. Melech, king. Hamelech, the king. Hamelech, yes. All right. Shabbat shalom. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Next week. Hope to see you tomorrow too.
Yes, amen.
Okay, bye.